Firstly, thank you for your time in the interview. The first question is, do you think this feminist industry referring to journalism?
Excuse me?
Do you think this is a feminist industry referring to journalism?
A feminist industry?
Yes.
Okay. You mean that there are many women working, more women working on
Yes.
journalism than
The
men?
progress the women in the journalism on
Okay,
the
I see.
works.
I see. Well, it is evident. Today I had, I don't know how many interviews, and probably 80% of the interviews that I had, not this case, were with women. When I teach at my university, at the School of Communication in Navarra, most of my students are women too. So we have seen in the last couple of decades that the amount of female journalists working in the media have actually multiplied. But still, we can't say that they have enough representation that they should have in terms of the amount of the quantity of female journalists that are working in the digital media. I think this is not just a problem for the digital media. I think it's a social problem in general. The female representation is under the numbers that it should be, but probably in the case of media industry, we have reaching one point in which the position of women is reaching to the point that it should have.
I changed the topic. In that case, what is your point of view about the relevance of digital media, such as internet, social network, website, in the boom of journalism last years ago?
Well, digital media has been probably the most relevant phenomenon in terms of change of the media industry. Nothing like the digital technologies have changed the media industry, the journalism, like digital technologies. There have been social changes, there have been economic struggles, there have been many political circumstances that have somehow conditioned the situation of the media, but nothing like the emergence and the development of digital technology have been such impactful on the media industry. But as many researchers have actually pointed out, the impact of digital technologies have not been always positive. They have had some problematic impacts as well, and basically they have disrupted the business models. The economy of the media has been profoundly transformed due to the emergence of the digital technologies, and also probably the second biggest disruptive effect has been the trend towards gaining presence of the audience. Before the emergence of the digital technologies, just journalists were able to produce news and to spread the news towards the public. But nowadays, almost everyone who have presence on the internet is able to produce and spread all sorts of content.
Yeah. Do you think that in the next year, this journalism media will disappear and only ordinary journalism and TV will exist?
No. I don't think that at all. Look, I don't think actually it's relevant or really truly relevant to think in terms of platforms, because thinking of the persistence of paper, TV, radio, whatever, it's not actually relevant. In terms of journalism, I mean, it is relevant what we transmit through paper, TV, or radio waves, but not actually the waves or the paper, the print paper. So, how many years will newspapers last? Or how many years will television survive? I don't actually know. And in my point of view, I have seen many people announcing that the printed press or television or whatever other media outlet will disappear in that year. And some of the dates, the deadlines that they pointed out that have actually been surpassed. So we don't know. The answer actually is we don't know. But at the same time, we have seen in the last couple of decades that the consolidation of the digital media have led the digital media from being something really almost irrelevant. In the 1990s, there were just a few. I showed them today in the map. There were just a couple of them, but they grow up in terms of size and in terms of number, and nowadays they have overcome printed press, radio, and they are in direct competition with the television. My expectation is that in the forthcoming decade, digital media will be the leading media outlet in the media industry.